Milan is the largest city in Italy, and it can justifiably lay claim to being its most cosmopolitan, since it is the heartland of chic North Italian designer style. So there's a great deal to take in here, but you will be pleased to learn that it is a relatively compact city. In this video, I'm going to walk you through Milan on a virtual tour, pointing out interesting features and landmarks, and telling you about all of the characteristics of some of the city's most inviting and fascinating areas. Centro Storico means historical center in Italian, and that says it all, really. If you are a lover of history and the arts, then this is the perfect place to stay when you visit Milan, especially for the first time. This part of the city is so full of ancient buildings and culture that you will be spoiled for choice. First, and most importantly, is the Duomo. With its towering spires, this spectacular cathedral is an architectural wonder, but you wouldn't want to parachute onto it. San Lorenzo is a charming part of central Milan located just to the southwest of the Duomo. This small and attractive area spreads out around the central hub of the Piazza San Lorenzo, a square surrounded by little cafes, bars, and restaurants that are great places to watch the local Milanese go about their social lives. While here you should visit the splendid Basilica of San Lorenzo Magia. Navigli is a cool suburb located on the southern side of Milan that is the best place in the city to stay if you are keen on enjoying some great nightlife. The huge night scene in this area is centered upon two canals. Beside these canals and in the maze of streets that surround them, you will find an enormous number of excellent bars and clubs. Porta Venezia is a wealthy and quiet suburb just to the Duomo's southeast in the center of Milan. It's a fascinating little enclave of the city since even though it is close to the center, it isn't the favored choice of many tourists, so you are free to see the city as it truly is. There are some pretty parks here, and the profusion of old buildings make it a lovely area to stroll around and soak up the atmosphere. Bicocca is an exciting district of Milan located in the northern part of the city. This area of town is the site of the enormous University of Milan, an ancient seat of learning. These days the university gives the area tremendous youthful energy. If you want to pick a place to stay in Milan, which offers the best all-around combination of the great things about the city, you don't need to look much further than Brera. This is an immensely appealing city district that retains some splendid buildings and much of the grandeur of the city's rich history within its maze of winding streets. This district's name will be extremely familiar to any football fan, since it's home to the fabulous San Siro Stadium. This enormous cathedral to the beautiful game houses arch-rivals AC Milan and Inter Milan, who play there on alternate weeks. Citta Studi means city of students in Italian, and this is a perfect description of this part of Milan. This area of the city is the overwhelming favorite place for students to stay, and because of this, it's probably the best part of Milan for budget travelers. Fiera is a prosperous and attractive suburb of Milan, over in the western outskirts of the city. If your idea of the perfect city stay is in a leafy outer town area, dipping in and out to see the sights on the excellent metro system, then this part of town should appeal. Fiera is a good option if you have money to spend on more expensive accommodation and entertainment. You will find top-quality hotels around here, and the wealthy residents choose to dine in some splendid top-class restaurants and bars. It's not the place to stay if you are traveling on a budget, but if you are a couple who enjoy the better things in life and a bit of peace and quiet, Siro is a good option. Ticinese is a conveniently central district of Milan that isn't quite yet on the tourist map. This is all in the process of changing, though, since Ticinese is one of the hippest and most under-the-radar upcoming districts of Milan. Anyone who is unfamiliar with the city can do worse than to pick a neighborhood that has good transport connections around the city and to elsewhere in the country. In the case of Stazione Centrale, its attraction includes the main station itself. It is a magnificent building built in 1864 and reintroduced early in the 1930s. Porta Nuova district gets its name from the new gate that was built by Napoleon. It is close to Garibaldi and represents one of Italy's best urban regeneration projects. There are significant landmarks in the neighborhood such as Garibaldi Square, a famous Italian architect, the impressive Unicredit Tower, and the Bosco Verticale complex. Sempione is in the northeast of Milan, and it holds the city's largest park. To an extent, it is off the beaten track for tourists, but that has an appeal for some travelers. The park covers 116 acres, so you can wander its paths for hours enjoying time away from typical city life. Porta Vittoria district takes the name of the 16th century gate that was built by the Spanish when they occupied the region. The gate and the city walls have long since gone, but it is nice to remember the history of Milan. Many cities in the world have a Chinatown, and Milan is no exception. This neighborhood is just a short distance from Porta Nuova, and it was twinned with Shanghai over 40 years ago, the Italian city to twin with one in China. If you prefer to be outside central Milan, look at Porta Romana. It is a neighborhood outside the Centro Storico ring road and is quite a mix. It is home to both hipsters as well as some of the wealthiest people in Milan. So, that's Milan. Now you know all about the best places to stay and the incredible and exciting things to see and do while you are here. I'm sure that you can't wait to visit, and now you know what area to stay in too. So, what are you waiting for? Make that booking and have a fabulous trip to this beautiful Italian destination.